thing, I don't have anything to comment on about the story this morning other than my comment that we put out. I'm not going to get into those details or any of that kind of stuff. Second thing regarding Shelton, we're hopeful that he's going to be able to practice today, and if he is able to practice well and respond from practice and feel okay, then he'll have a chance to play tomorrow. He did a little bit yesterday. Seemed fine, wasn't a lot of contact though, so from that standpoint, it was, today will be really kind of his first full hard practice, I guess, is the way I would put it. So hopefully that'll be good news for tomorrow. Regarding Georgia Tech, like us, dealing with some injuries, the loss of their point guard. We all know how challenging that can be. But I think they're settling in a little bit better. They played very well against Virginia not yesterday, but 2 days ago on the road. They can go very big with size, with Lammers and Gee, and that's kind of what they did the first game when we played them. Then they can also go a little more traditional and have 4 perimeter players and a post. Okogie and Tatter Jackson are both obviously extremely talented wings. Okogie's probably one of the better wings in our league. Jackson has had some big games. He played very well against Virginia Tech in a loss last week, but started the game unbelievably well. And I think he's gotten a few more touches and a few more opportunities with our point guard being out. So, significant game for us. We're lost our last couple. I think our guys have played extremely hard and competed unbelievably well in these last 3 losses. But we haven't made enough basketball plays to win, whether it's some turnovers or obviously we didn't shoot the ball as well against Virginia Tech. Missed some free throws in the second half that were significant. Those are things that you just have to do if you're going to beat quality teams in our league. It's just you can't. Playing hard isn't good enough. You got to execute. That's what we're trying to improve here and see how we play tomorrow.
Coach, their big man AD had a big first half against you last time you played, but you were able to really limit him in the second half. What did you do defensively against him?
I don't know if we did anything drastically different. I think we were a little surprised at how much they went to him, and he's really improved. You see guys on film, and you kind of have one feel for him, but then you get to see him in person and get to see him play a little bit, and he's a lot better, and he played well. So I thought our guys did some better things defensively. I thought we were more physical, which I think is important. I think they're a big, strong, physical team. Their guards are big and strong. Obviously, Lammers, and when they have Gee out there, they're as big as almost anybody in our league.
I think you were worried going into Virginia Tech about their ability to hold up for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
With the missed free throws and some of those open threes. Was that a...
I'm sure fatigue played some factor. The gym was unbelievably hot. I told Buzz at halftime, no wonder you take your shirt and jacket off all the time, come back out half the games in a t-shirt. It is unbelievably hot there. So, we just don't have the depth, obviously with our injuries, especially now, to really match player for player all the time. And so I do think some of the guys that had to play a lot, were fatigued at some point. But I don't, did that result in all the missed shots? I don't know. Could have been a small factor, maybe. I do know it was a very competitive, hard-played game, and our guys were tired.
Coach, Lammers had a big game against you last year, not as big in the game you played this season. What's different about his game, if anything?
I don't think there's anything different. I think as coaches, we're constantly trying to figure things out. And last year, there was really only one post player and 4 perimeter players when he played. So he was kind of the guy that was kind of in there. They do a lot of Princeton type stuff where he's in the high post and making a lot of catches. Now he moves around more because they have another big guy. So, sometimes there's not as much space. We deal with the same thing. The whole decision of you play 4 small guys and create more space for one bigger guy, or do you want 2 bigger guys in there and it maybe crowds it a little bit, but physicality-wise and size-wise, you're bigger and stronger to rebound and defend and do other things. And so I think all coaches kind of go back and forth with how to do that. So I don't know that there's any change in the way he's played. I still think he plays at a very high level. He's a very good shooter. He's an unbelievable defender, very good rebounder. He's had a very nice career at Tech.
What kind of lift would it be to get Shelton back, particularly with maybe some of the bench struggles here the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we need to get Shelton back, to play at our best. I don't know how he'll respond, to be honest with you. I mean, in terms of going out there and really playing well, is he going to be fatigued? Is he going to be efficient in how he plays? He'll be rusty, having not done much for a week or so, I don't know. But we do need to get him back and get him in the rhythm at some point here. Play our best basketball, there's no question. He's a piece that we need. He brings some things to the table some other guys maybe don't.
With Mark and Clyde and Scott kind of struggling the other night, do you still have confidence in those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys got opportunities that, maybe just didn't play quite as well as we would. I thought Scott did some nice things. He just didn't make any shots, which was disappointing because he's been shooting the ball well in practice. I thought he got 3 really good looks. I think Clyde forced 1 or 2 and maybe got a little nervous there after a couple plays, but he's had some other games where he's played very well. Mark, I think, was fine. I don't know if the game just, for whatever reason, it didn't seem like he had a great rhythm. There's a good chance I'm probably going to start Mark tomorrow just with his senior day. I want to honor those guys. Obviously, Dante and Gabe and Mark, our 3 seniors, terrific guys. It's been nice with Mark just because that's never an easy situation for a 5th-year guy to come into a program. He's been a very good piece for our team. He's just kind of an even-keeled guy, and man, he's just a good teammate. He's just a good dude, and guys really like him. And again, when a 5th-year guy comes in, that's not easy, and I think he's handled it beautifully. And I don't think we'd be where we were without him. Certainly, I'm really happy for Gabe and Dante. Disappointed for Dante that he didn't get to finish his career the right way because he's had an unbelievable senior season going and obviously been a big leader and really a great guy in his team for a long time. And then Gabe, you're just happy for a guy who's worked as hard as he has for 4 years to become this kind of player. So it's nice to see his hard work rewarded. So 3 great guys, graduates, and great people. And certainly tomorrow's a big day for them.
When Dante got hurt, there was talk maybe last game or 2 you might be able to make a curtain call. Any potentiality
I doubt
of
that could be. The guy can barely stand. I don't know that that's going to be in the cards, unfortunately.
David may not fill up a stat sheet, but what does he do from a coaching standpoint that makes him so valuable to you?
Yeah, David Scarr is a good player. I mean, I think he's an all ACC defensive player. I don't know if he'll get enough minutes to get that, but in my opinion, he's easily one of the five or six best defenders in our league because his versatility, his ability to guard different people, his toughness, his quickness. He's an improving offensive guy. It's disappointing, obviously, the games early in the year he didn't get to play. I think that set him back a little bit, but man, he's done unbelievably well, especially through all the injuries. He's been a guy that if we didn't have him, we'd be in trouble. So he's been a great piece to our team. Really proud of him.
Probably have time for 1 or 2 more.
Was the fact that Georgia Tech game is a Saturday game the primary factor in making tomorrow senior day rather than Wednesday?
9 o'clock Wednesday night. We do a little ceremony after, obviously just to make it. I think we did this one other time in my career here where we had a 9 o'clock game and just, we want to do something afterwards and let those guys talk. And I think that's appropriate. I don't think as many people will stay at 11 or whatnot on a school night. work night, so just felt like it made some more sense to do it on Saturday.
How much harder is it for the guards to see the post and pass it in there?
Harder than,
As you said, you've lost your two best passers, so I'm just wondering.
yeah, I think, well, I think it's how we're played too. I think, Georgia Tech, or excuse me, Virginia Tech, I thought, they tried to pack it in a little bit and make it harder to get it to Eli. And, there are situations where we missed him some, but he's not open as much because there's so many guys around there. And there were a couple times we got it to him, he kicked it out, we made threes. So, he's not going to get a shot attempt if we throw it in. There's 2 or 3 guys around him. He's taught to kick it out. He did that twice in the game. So I think it's a combination of how are they guarding us and, just those guys making better decisions and recognizing what they need to do to help get a ball in there. Anybody else?
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thanks, everybody.